All right, today we're going to be replacing the carburetor, air filter, spark plug, and primer bowl on this Murray 22-inch push mower. It's got a 6-horse Briggs and Stratton on it. I believe the model number is a 12H802. All right, just for a little comparison, so this is the old carb that I pulled off of it. So I got this mower for 20 bucks, Facebook Marketplace. I just needed something cheap that was reliable. And these little Briggs and Stratton motors apparently are pretty good. So this is our replacement carb. It looks a little bit different here, but for the most part, I think we should bolt right up. But if you're following along this video trying to figure out how to remove the carburetor, you can kind of just watch it reverse and it should give you everything you need. Alright, for starters, so we've got this little O-ring gasket seal here. That actually slots right in here. This, again, is my old carburetor. So the kit that I bought is just a cheap kit on Amazon. It cost me $13. Comes with one. We'll go ahead and insert it in here before we install that carb. All right, and to get little pieces like that off, I like to use these little, they were $1, I think, for 4 of them, these little picks from Harbor Freight. These things are lifesavers. If you don't have a pack, go get them. They're way, way worth your money. But, all right, so we got this one off. We'll go ahead and get ready to put this bad boy on. All right, so this is our new carburetor. I went ahead and put that O-ring on beforehand. It just made it a little bit easier. This carb, unlike the old one, this one right here, doesn't really have a good groove for that O-ring to sit in. So I kind of had to improvise, but that's okay, no big deal. So what you're gonna wanna do before you try and put that carb on, this right here, I believe is some sort of governor. I'm not 100% sure on what it is, but that does that does slip on right here. So you're gonna have to kind of like shimmy it in. When you're taking it off, you just do the same thing in reverse, just shimmy it out a little bit. But yeah, let me go ahead and get that put together. All right, you can see, went ahead and just shimmied it on there, not too hard. Go ahead and stick my bolts in and get that thing sealed up to the motor. It's just two, I believe they're 10mm bolts, these two right here. That's it. Let me go ahead and get that on real quick. All right, so these I hand tightened on. Go ahead and just snug those up pretty good. Apologies if you can't see past my hands here, but all right. Also, just a shout out to these old Craftsmans. Got them out of my grandfather's toolbox. They were all gunked up pretty good and all locked up, and pulled them apart and got them running pretty good. But they've been great. They're like my favorite ratchets now. Okay, so now that we've got the carb on, next thing I'm gonna wanna do is, this right here is our fuel line. I probably should replace it. It looks like it's cracked up pretty good, dry rotted pretty good. This is a 25-year-old mower. I think it was built in '99, so it's definitely got some life on it. This will be something I do the next time I come out here. I'll probably be doing an oil change and just basic maintenance to get this thing ready for the season, next season. But this will definitely be one of those that I replace. Probably not on camera. But anyway, so take this fuel line here, and I am gonna go ahead and put some paper towels down just so we don't make a mess. All right, so you'll have to forgive me because I'm doing this with one hand, so I'm definitely gonna spill some fuel. But, yep, there it is. There it goes, nice. All right, so she fought me quite a bit. Dumped quite a bit of fuel on me, but that's okay. Got the line on, so we'll go ahead and put this clamp back on here. All right, on to the next step. Next step, we'll be getting our air box all prepped and ready to go. All right, so I actually saw a video not too long ago The guy was saying that these gaskets, I don't know if these are original, if this gasket's original, but apparently the factory gaskets are the only ones that can seat correctly. So basically, when you prime this system, you pump this primer here and it shoots air up behind this gasket through that little hole into the carburetor here, and apparently that pulls fuel in through the bowl. I'm not a mechanical engineer, obviously, but apparently these gaskets are finicky, so I'm gonna go ahead and leave the one that's on there on. It's in decent shape. It's not tore up. I do have a replacement one in case I do feel like I want to replace it, so I'll keep that handy. But I'll go ahead and get this bad boy on. Alrighty, so right here, this hose needs to slot in right here, if you can see it. Sorry, let me focus. So let me get that slotted in. I'm gonna put you down for a second. Alright, so now that we got that slotted in, just put the box there right up to the carburetor. Make sure that gasket's sealing tight. And then you've got 3 8mm head screws, bolts, sorry, that will go through these 3 holes. Let me go ahead and get those in. All right, these are in. Go ahead. You just hand tighten these down. I don't think they need to be torqued anything crazy. This is a plastic cover, so we obviously don't want to over torque that. However, we do want a good seal on that carburetor. I have seen that that gasket that I was talking about earlier can actually get crushed pretty good, and that ruins its ability to operate properly, I guess. So don't over torque these, just get them tight, get them hand tight. And they should be good to go. All right, now that we're nice and hand tight on these, we can go ahead and move on to our air filter. So this air filter looks like it was put into the mower circa 1999 and has been in there ever since. So that is going in the trash. Here is our new air filter. Go ahead and get that out of the bag. Sorry, I'm working with one hand here. All right, so got that out here. Sorry, pardon that. And then that should just slot in like that. No big deal, nothing too fancy. We'll take this over here, and you've got one, I believe it's an 8mm head bolt that holds this air box in. So when you're putting these in, you got to make sure that they're pretty good and tight up with this air box cover. I have noticed in little 4-stroke engines, I do have a little Honda Ruckus here, but I have noticed in these little 4-stroke engines, if these filters don't sit tight, they do have problems running. They just don't mix air and fuel well. I don't really know, but yeah, just something I've learned tinkering with that bad boy. So, all right, now got that kind of loose on there. Go ahead and hand tighten that up. And you do kind of have to just finagle it in, but there you go, it's nice and tight. I did decide I'm not gonna replace my primer bulb right now. I don't really see a reason to. I'll keep that other one that I had right here. Keep this as a backup. Keep it along with my no name, no brand spark plug and my maybe decent gasket. Yeah, we'll keep those as backups if I ever need them. So that's pretty much it. There is, at least for this Murray model, there is this little cover here. I'm not sure which of the Briggs and Strattons have something like this, but I think it's pretty model specific. So I'm not gonna put that on in this video. So yeah, this is my my new to me Murray 22-inch push mower. Like I said, this thing's like 25 years old, but it does still run. Before I changed that carb out, I tried to clean the carb. It didn't really do a good enough job, so I'm hoping that this thing gets it running. But yeah, hopefully if you guys are having the same issues, and hopefully you have somewhat of a similar motor. I know the 6 horsepower there's a 6.5. I know a lot of these are all pretty similar. So hopefully this helps. And like I said, if you're needing to know how to remove the carburetor, it's the exact same things that I did, just in reverse.